Hello friends, and welcome. I'm Angelika from the Battleground branch of the Fort Vancouver Regional Library, and I wanted to share with you today a simple activity that you can do at home or at the beach. And what it is we're going to build a sandcastle that might be a little bit sturdier than your regular sandcastle. And the only things that you need is all your regular sandcastle material, which is some wet sand, a spoon or trowel, or you can just use your hands, several cups or containers like a bucket to make your castles out of, and maybe some extra water in case your sand isn't wet enough and needs more stickiness. And the special ingredient that we'll use for your sturdy sandcastle is some gauze. You find that in your medicine box or your first aid kit. You use it if you have a bigger scrape on your elbow or your knee, and sometimes it comes in rolls, so you can easily roll it around your elbow or knee, or these came in little squares. You may have to cut them a little bit smaller, or if your bucket is bigger, then you can just make layers that overlap because you want to layer the sand with some of the gauze. So let me get ahead and get started here and show you what I've done. And you want to have a layer of about 2.5 inches of sand. And I'm using this cup to tamp it down because you want to have it nice and firm. Tamp, tamp, tamp. And then we will put in our bits of gauze. And it looks like my cup is pretty small. I'm just going to use one. Okay. And then we'll add some more of the sand. Probably enough. Another 2.5 inches or so. That's about 5 centimeters. And tamp it down. And then we add more sand, another layer. Put it down. Put in my gauze. Another layer. Tamp it down. More gauze. It's getting a little bit bigger, so I'm going to overlap some of this in here. There. And we'll finish up the sand. Fill up our castle. And we'll tamp it down. One last time. Tap, tap, tap. There we go. Oh, now I feel a little bit more sand in there. Alright, that should be good enough. And we'll finish off with a layer of gauze. Okay. Make sure it's all nice and tight. Okay, and now I have these little squares. I'm gonna use this one here. It's like just a piece of cardboard. You can use it from a cereal box. It just helps you to turn it over. And we go 1, 2, 3, turn. There we go. Can you still see that? There we go. Take this off, and here is my sandcastle. And I earlier prepared one that is just a regular sandcastle, so we have something to test this out on. Let me go ahead and turn this so you can see it. There we go. And so I'll turn this one over too. 1, 2, 3, turn. open this up. All right, so these are our two sandcastle. This is the regular one, and this is the fortified one. So let's try. I've wrapped some books here. I wrapped them in foil so they wouldn't get wet or dirty. And we'll put this one on our regular sandbox and see if it can handle holding up a book. Oh, it's starting to crumble already. It's just holding it up. How about this one? It's the same kind of book. Well, works a lot better, doesn't it? Let's try another book on this one here. Well, no, that definitely did not hold up the second book. Let's see how our special castle is doing with another book. And you know what, I'm going to use the same one to make it fair. Let's go see. Well, I didn't have it on there very evenly. And it's crumbled a little bit, but it's holding it up. So it looks like you may have to test it a little bit more, try different layers, maybe make the layers a little bit thicker, maybe use a different material. What happens if you use paper or fabric or plastic? You can use different sizes. What happens if you use a bigger bucket? What happens if you make the sand more wet or less wet? What happens if you use gravel instead of sand? Will it still work? And look at that. It is holding still up. So that is our activity that you can do at home or at the beach, or maybe you can do it for a science project. They're using this technique is being used by engineers to fortify roadways so they don't slide off, or to build dams or other kinds of things. So that would be a really cool project too. If you want to do more activities like that, we can go to www.fvrl.org. There is many resources. You can find more science projects. You can also check out a book about building sandcastles and pick it up at our road curbside service. Okay, we miss you, and until we meet again, goodbye.
My name is Jeanean, and I work with the Stevenson Library. Today we're going to make cloud dough. All you need are 2 ingredients and a Ziploc bag and your measuring device. So you're going to take 8 scoops of flour. Whatever your measure is, whether it be a half cup or 1 cup, you're going to take 8 of them level. So you'll scoop the flour off so it's nice and level. And you're going to put them into a Ziploc bag. Then you're going to put in 1 level measure of baby oil, and then you will put it in the bag. I always leave a little bit of air so I can move it around. Seal it up and get the dough, the cloud dough, nice and mixed up. What you will get is almost a sand-like mixture that will hold a little bit of the shape. And so you can use little containers and make your little city if you would like. Drive your cars through them. And you can have the dinosaur come and stomp the city down. Hours of fun, easy to make. Enjoy cloud dough. Thank you.